The Lady Vanishes is an early Hitchcock film about a young woman who notices the disappearance of an older woman during a train journey. The only thing is, the other passengers in the train stop deny this woman ever existed. We'll be looking at two of the minor characters in The Lady Vanishes, Charters and Caldecott. The two cricket-obsessed men are travelling alone together through Europe. They are seen bickering affectionately, exchanging sneering jokes, and sharing everything, including a bed and a single pair of pajamas. While in bed together, half-dressed, the maid enters the room. Charters leans over Caldecott's unclothed chest in a protective manner, shielding him from the maid's view. Despite the maid's obvious flirtation with the two men, they have no interest in her. Maybe they're just friends, but for two proper English gentlemen in the 1930s, this level of intimacy seems like a stretch. Of course, The Lady Vanishes was made in 1938 at a time when queerness was seen as immoral or perverse, so filmmakers would often assign certain traits associated with queerness to certain characters. This is called queercoding. A lot of the time, evil, immoral characters were queer-coded because of homophobia, one famous example being Joel Cairo in The Maltese Falcon, and also many Disney villains. But at times it seems that some sneaky positive representation was slipped in, and Charters and Caldecott are not the only pair of men to be seen sharing a bed in media around this time. It was a popular comedy trope, especially it seems with double acts like Laurel and Hardy and Morecambe and Wise, but also in movies like The Perfect Marriage in 1947, and notably Rock Hudson and Tony Randall in Send Me No Flowers in 1964. This seemed to be a way to portray socially acceptable male intimacy when on-screen homosexuality was being censored. Charters and Caldecott were an early version of this trope in their debut as a duo, and they were a hit. Charters and Caldecott appeared in several films, the same characters placed in different stories. They helped Rex Harrison and Margaret Lockwood escape Nazis in a similarly train-themed 1940 film, Night Train to Munich. And they appeared in Millions Like Us in 1941. The actors who played Charters and Caldecott, Basil Radford and Naunton Wayne, went on to play different characters, sometimes as a package deal as well, but the legacy of the characters Charters and Caldecott outlived their original actors. They even had their own self-titled TV show on BBC in the 80s. Charters and Caldecott are an interesting case, and whether or not they were intended to be coded as queer, it is exciting to see this kind of relationship in a movie like The Lady Vanishes. And Hitchcock has coded queerness, both positively and negatively, into several of his films. Rope, Strangers on a Train, Rebecca. So it is hard to believe that this famously meticulous director was naive to the implications of Charters and Caldecott. In a world where gay people were forced to hide themselves away, Hitchcock hid them in plain sight on the unsuspecting big screens.